Being needy is the most effective way to attract a failed relationship. According to author Wayne Dyer, any relationship in which two people become one results in half people. You see, expecting the other person to fix your life or be your better half sets you up for failure. Before you enter a relationship, you should be completely satisfied with yourself. Also, if you are in a relationship with someone who does not love himself or herself, you will never be good enough for someone who is insecure, frustrated, jealous, self-loathing, or resentful. Too often we exhaust ourselves trying to be good enough for partners who have no idea how to accept our love because they don't love themselves. What we attract always reflects the qualities or beliefs we hold about ourselves and our relationships. What others think of us reflects their own limited view of life. We need to understand that life has always loved us unconditionally. People who are envious are extremely insecure. They have no regard for themselves. They have no belief in their own worth. Jealousy essentially says, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of love, so I'm sure my partner will cheat on me or leave me for someone else. This incites rage and blame. Staying with a jealous person implies that you do not deserve a loving relationship. It's frequently the same with spousal abusers. They either grow up in a family where abuse is normal and simply continue the family pattern, or they do not. Alternatively, they blame the world and their partners for their own lack of self-esteem. Abusers will never stop abusing unless they receive therapy. Abusers are almost always accompanied by a parent. They are deeply resentful of forgiveness, which is a critical issue for them. They must be aware of their patterns and willing to change. All of my relationships are influenced by the relationships I had with my parents. I was astounded when I first learned of this. Years ago, I attended Sandra's Loving Relationship Workshop, expecting to learn how to attract a loving relationship. I was shocked to learn that we would be working on At the end of the workshop, I realized that the reason I had so many problems in my personal relationships was due to the very difficult childhood I had, the abuses my mother and I had endured, the abandonment and lovelessness of my childhood, all of which had transferred into my current relationships. It's no surprise that I attracted abusive men. It's no surprise they always abandoned me. It's no surprise that I have always felt unloved and unwanted. It's no surprise that I always seemed to have bosses who terrified me. I was simply putting into practice what I had learned as a child. That was a crucial workshop for me. I let go of a lot of resentment and learned to work on forgiveness. My relationship with myself improved dramatically, and I never again attracted an abusive man. So instead of wasting our time saying men are bad or women are bad, let's take a look at the relationships we had with our parents, or the relationships our parents had with each other. As an example, what are your current grievances against the men and women in your life? Consider how you would react. He never, he always. She never, she always. Men do. Women will not. Is this how your mother or father treated you? Is this how your mother treated your father? Or does this describe your father's treatment of your mother? How was love expressed in your home when you were a child? To resolve deep-seated fears about a relationship, you may need to go back to your childhood relationship with your father or mother. What do you have to give up to be in a relationship? How do I lose myself in a relationship? What messages did I receive as a child that led me to believe that relationships are difficult? Confirm your love for yourself. Perhaps you have a difficult time setting boundaries, and people take advantage of you. You could be sending the message that I don't value and respect myself, and that it's okay to abuse and take advantage of me. But this does not have to be the case any longer, because you began today to affirm your love and respect for yourself. Look in the mirror often and tell yourself, I love you. As simple as it appears, this is a very powerful healing affirmation. Your relationships will begin to reflect this love and respect as you grow in self-love. You might want to think about joining a support group like Codependence Anonymous or Al-Anon. These are wonderful groups that will help you establish boundaries in your relationships and reconnect with your inner self-love and respect. Look in your phone book for a group near you. I believe that we all have comfort zones in our interpersonal relationships. These comfort zones develop when we are very young. If our parents treated us with love and respect, we will associate this with being loved. If our parents were unable to treat us with love and respect, as was the case for many of us, we learn to accept this lack of acceptance. In order to meet our needs and feel loved and cared for, we associate being mistreated with being loved. This becomes a pattern for us. As a pattern develops in childhood, it becomes the pattern we use unconsciously in all of our relationships. There is no gender bias in the belief pattern that being treated badly equals love. This type of dysfunctional pattern, I believe, is more prevalent in women. Because women are culturally encouraged to express vulnerability, they are more willing to admit when their lives aren't working. However, this is changing as more men become willing to reconnect with their vulnerability. Robin Norwood's Women Who Love Too Much is an excellent relationship book. I also recommend Barbara DeAngelis's audio cassette album, Making Relationships Work. I open my heart to love, and I am safe, is an affirmation for all of us. We do all of our important work on ourselves. Wanting your mate to change is a subtle form of manipulation, a desire to have power over him or her, and it may even be self-righteousness because it implies that you are superior to him or her. Allow your life partners to be who they want to be and encourage their self-exploration, self-discovery, self-love, self-acceptance, and self-worth. If you are looking for a mate, I recommend making a list of all the qualities you want this person to have, and don't limit yourself to tall, dark, and handsome or cute, blonde, and pretty. Make a list of all the qualities you desire. Then go over this list and see how many of these characteristics you have. Are you willing to invest in developing the ones you don't have? Then ask yourself what it is within you that is denying or delaying this person's attraction to you. Are you willing to change your mind? Is there a part of you that still thinks you're unlovable or unworthy of love? Is there a habit or belief that keeps love at bay? Is there a part of you that says, I never want this. I won't fall in love because I have a marriage like my parents. Perhaps you are feeling isolated. It is difficult to feel connected to others when we are mostly disconnected from ourselves. In this case, you should devote some quality time to yourself right now. Make yourself your best friend. Rediscover what brings you joy, what you enjoy doing, and pamper and spoil yourself. We frequently look to others to make us feel loved and connected, when all they can do is reflect our own relationship with ourselves. What do you believe you are entitled to in an intimate relationship? When we come from a place of feeling, how can we ever get what we truly desire? It usually indicates that our belief system supports not deserving. Is this what you truly believe about yourself, that you can't have what you truly desire? This particular mental pattern does not have to be true for you. You can start making a change right now. Make a list of things you believe about men, women, love, marriage commitment, fidelity, trust, and children. These lists will reveal any negative beliefs that need to be changed. Some of the messages hidden in your consciousness may surprise you. Clean them out, and you might be surprised at how different your next relationship will be.